What is going on, everybody? This is the Silent Gamer, and this is episode 2 of First and Framerates. This is the Silent Sports Network. Unfortunately, today my co-host will not be in. He had some adult responsibilities to take care of, which is totally understandable. So I'll be the only one here to bring the news or the topics that I want to talk about. I hope you guys stick around because there's a lot of content that I want to talk about. I'm not going to do the four downs like I did the first episode since it's only me. I'm breaking it down to two. And the first down is going to talk about these blogs that came out with Madden 18. And the second down, we're going to talk about Kyrie Irving and his situation with Cleveland and where do that organization goes, where do Kyrie go, where does LeBron go, and we also have one of my favorite players actually thrown into the mix. So we're going to see how this all play out. Like I said, I hope you guys stick around. All right, for the first down, we're going to talk about the Madden NFL 18 blogs that just came out recently. We're going to also hit on the trailer a little bit. Matter of fact, we're going to talk about that first. The trailer did nothing for me. And also thinking about the trailer after doing videos and playing these games for so long, I mean, I should have saw this coming a while back. Well, it just does not do anything for me no more. I mean, trailers are nothing but just flash and pizzazz. Pretty much I've known that for a while, but I think this time it just pretty much confirmed that. Especially when I knew that I thought that we're going to see the power of frostbite being introduced when we saw things happen on the field. But unfortunately, we didn't see any of that. I'm not worrying about too much of anything else that's on the field. Like I said, as far as I'm concerned, Madden 17 was a pretty good game in my opinion. I mean, it's not the 100% sim that I think it could be, but if you just sit down and just play it, it's not a bad game despite the shortcomings. And trust me, we've all played worse. But at the end of the day, my main thing about the trailer was I thought I was going to see the power of Frostbite because Frostbite is coming to Madden 18, and I wanted to see something that would look different from the past iterations that did not have Frostbite. So that was disappointing, but at the end of the day, um, I just didn't see anything that really struck me like, wow, I'm going to really get into this. So, but anyway, we had some blogs that came out. The first blog that came out was the game styles. I mean, I don't know the particular order, but we're just gonna go with this. The game styles blog. If you haven't seen my video on the game styles, I'm actually excited about this because it gives people who want simulation a corner of the game where they can call their own and pretty much that's where they can live. So I am pretty much excited about the different game styles. And if you haven't checked the video, you can always go back and look at the video on my channel, or you can just get a little taste of what I was thinking about right here. Basically, you have three game styles. It was arcade, simulation, and competitive. And I'm not going to go on all detail with all of them. Entails. It's pretty much self-explanatory. With the arcade, you're gonna get more user situations. Kickers can kick longer field goals. Broken tackles are more evident no matter what the rating, I guess. A lot of more spectacular catches, somewhat of how it was in Madden 16, where everybody could do the one-handed catch. That's what your arcade thing is gonna be all about. That gameplay style is gonna be. Then you have simulation. You never know what may happen. Expect the unexpected. Even highly rated players have a slim chance of failure. I mean, that's how it is. Even high rated players don't catch everything. High rated players don't break every tackle. High rated players don't accurately throw the ball. 100%. So that's going to happen. That's basically what it's going to be. Simulation is based on what usually happens in a real game. Fatigue and stamina, injuries and penalties. Oh, that's simulation. That's the stuff that you see on Sundays. And the competitive mode, and in my opinion, I'm just guessing the competitive mode is geared to people like Mutt and the people who play online. So I mean, I'm not even gonna get into any more of that. I mean, that's pretty much what competitive mode is. If you like to play against someone online, or you like to play, with someone co-op. All right, that's my drink. Sorry about that, but that's what basically you're going to be dealing with. So, like I said, the gameplay styles are pretty good. I mean, I don't have an issue with that. I think at the end of the day, this is what needed. If you can't get a full on sim, just give us sim guys a chance to have a place where we can call our own and just actually try to flourish there instead of trying to fight with the other people who want to play the game on a different level, or they want to play it a different way. So yeah, like I said, that's cool. And the next block that came out was the target passing. Now, I'm not going to get into this because I think this is very, I don't like it. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I mean, it seems like something that is innovative. Don't get me wrong. I think it's something different. But at the same time, I'm also hearing things where it seems a lot like NFL Fever or Axis. So I mean, I don't have a problem with that, but I don't like it. Me personally. I'd rather just keep it on the sticks as far as you using the analog stick to target where you want to throw. Um, and if you really want it, in my opinion, I'd rather for them to have the vision code. I would love just to see that come back. I mean, yeah, that's just basically what it is. If you look at the blog, if you've read it already, it's just basically the breakdown as you can see where the ball is going before you throw, which I don't like that. Lead shallow routes upfield before reaching the sideline. I mean, that's basically ball placement. Place the ball between zones, forcing your receiver to throttle down. Another thing about ball placement: lead the ball with ball placement. Lead the ball wherever you want to go to. Throwing timing routes or before the cut, even before your receiver is being pressed. I like that, but like I said, all that leads is just lead passing. Honestly, I believe all of that could have been done on the analog stick, and I just think that just feels more natural to me. Now, don't get me wrong, I've never used this before, so I'm not saying that it's bad to use it. I just don't like it because it's something that I'm used to, and ever since I've been playing these games. I mean, I can even show you instances even back on the Genesis where you played Joe Montana football where you could lead the pass with the D-pad. So it's just something I've been used to since the early 90s. So, but I guess time passed me by to where this is pretty much going to be the thing that they're going to build on going forward. If you look at this, it says bring up your target. After the snap, you can hold L2 or L trigger. Your target will come in as the primary receiver. Use the left stick to move your target. Switch target receiver by pressing the button of the receiver other than the one that's currently target. Throw to the receiver, press the button of the receiver that's displayed. Neutral target passing. If you release it, it becomes neutral. So I guess you can once it becomes neutral, you can throw it to anybody instead of switching. Turn off target passing. You can pretty much turn it off in the middle of the game, which that's pretty cool. I mean, it's just I don't know. It's just something that I'm just got to get used to, I guess. But at the same time, it also says that the target passing, since it's now that it's L2 left trigger, low passing controls have changed. You have to hold the LB or L1 to activate the high-low modifier and push up on the left stick to throw high-low. So that just kind of goes back to what I was saying with the target passing. The low pass, the high pass, you can press, the LB or the left L1, and you use the left stick to throw high or low. That's what I'm used to. I'm used to the left trigger, the left stick to actually navigate your throws. So that's always a good thing. So I guess you can turn it on and off, and also, it's not something that's being forced upon you. So for guys like me who will try out the target passing mechanic. If it's not for me, I can always go back to what I'm used to. And me, I personally, I just feel like it's more of a satisfying feeling when you use the left stick or the left, the left stick to actually, uh, lead your passes. To me, that was just something I'm used to. But if I try this out and I like this, I will come back with a full report to let you know how I feel about it. Now, the third blog that came out was the wide receiver DB interactions. Um, I don't have a problem with this at all because this is something that pretty much been built upon from the last game, and I'm not even talking about not 17, maybe 16. Yeah, I think 16 they had it, and 17, to just build upon it with wide receiver DB interaction. If you want to play the ball, play the receiver, or whatever the case may be. But this is just taking it to a whole nother level. You can highlight coverages, use press mechanics, contextual auto chucks, release mechanics, and they have a plethora of different things that you can use, and they have the button mechanics to show you what it does and show you what could win or lose for a wide receiver. It has a whole different it has a whole a graph. I'll tell you what's a wide receiver loss, a wide receiver win. I'm looking at this chart, and the chart actually has um, it just has like a lot of wide receiver losses. If the DB jams left, right, or down, it's I don't know. I mean, I guess it'll work if you just know what you're doing as a receiver. But right now, it looks like the DB has a lot of advantages. But at the end of the day, I do like this because back in the PS2 days, you could do stuff like this where you can jam a receiver. It wasn't as fleshed out as this, but at the same time, you had that mechanic where you could jam a receiver at the line. I remember on I think it was at least a Madden '07 or Madden '08 for the PS2 or the original Xbox, you can do stuff like this. And I thought that was like really, really great. Not only that, you had a situation where you can actually, I mean, we all knew about the lead blocking back in Madden '07. You can also not only use the fullback, you can be the lead blocker with with a lineman, and you can actually steer the blocks. So I thought that was actually pretty neat. So for them to see them bring this back, maybe for Madden 19, you will see where the lineman could get some love, or I'm not sure about the fullback, because the fullback in completely is just getting phased out of the entire situation with NFL teams in general. But it was nice to see the lead block come back from Madden '07. That was something that was really interesting at the time. And I mean, to this day, I mean, if anybody follows me on Twitter, you know that I play original Xbox all the time. So that this is something that wouldn't mind seeing brought back. This type of stuff. So with the blogs, all the blogs that came out and all the things that are they're trying to implement, I really think this is a pretty good deal for people who like gameplay. And I think at this point, I mean, there's no denying they are trying to push this game to the next level. But I just don't know. It just to me, it just like I said, it just all goes back to the gameplay trailer. I didn't see anything that stood out that read Frostbite to me. So I don't know if you're going to really see that, that big leap with, with the new engine or whatever the case may be. And I actually heard some people say that Madden 18 feels like Madden 17 to a person that's a casual. Now I'm a sim person. I may see things that the casual person won't see, but to me that's kind of alarming because a casual person should be blown away by a game that is using a very advanced engine like the Frostbite engine. So to me, that is kind of alarming. So I don't know where to go from there. But at the end of the day, I like the improvements. I like where things are going. I really want to see them continue to push the game. Is it there yet? I absolutely don't think it's there. I think there's still just too many wonky things that have been going on in 17. But at the end of the day, if you just take it for what it is and you just, sit back and play it every now and then, you can get a couple of good games out of it and you can have fun. Is it worth the $60? And hey, I don't know. That is basically depend on your preference. So I don't know at the end of the day. I mean, definitely with 18, I have no idea what 18 worth is 60. 17, based on going back from what I saw, and I can honestly say that game was probably worth the $60 if you're just looking for a fairly competent football game to play. I mean, it didn't have all the craziness going on like 16 and the sorry tackles like 15. I really wish 17 tackles were a little bit stronger when they hit, but based on the gameplay trailer, it said it's going to be bigger hits, so we'll see. So I think that's going to be enough for that topic as far as Madden 18 and the gameplay trailer. Like I said, once again, the gameplay trailer did not wow me. I think my time has passed. I think it passed a few years ago when it came to actually thinking about what I'm going to see in a trailer. It's not for a guy like me. It's for people who are really into, you know, football on a casual level that just want to see something to make their eyebrows jump. Um, I've been playing sports titles for too long, so for me, it just didn't do anything. Uh, so I'm just going to close that one out right there, and we're going to jump into the next topic, which is let's see. Okay, we got the Kyrie Irving. He wants to be traded. I'm not sure about this, but I'm not sure if this is a good move for Kyrie. I mean, but he wants to be his own man. He wants to do his own thing, and that's what I'm hearing. But at the same time, it's like you want to join some teams who actually have some established players. Let's just say like the Minnesota Timberwolves. Yeah, okay. The Knicks, I can see him going there and being the number one guy. The Heat, he wants to go to the Miami Heat. I can see him going there and be the number one guy. Then plus living in South Beach in a tax-free state, that's not bad. And also the Spurs, which I think he will fit in very well. But if he goes there, they may be giving up a lot of players or some valuable assets for the Spurs. And the only person that I think he'll play very well with is Kawhi Leonard, and they probably have to give up Kawhi. So I don't see the only thing I can see him where he can go to is the Knicks, and I think that'll be the viable option for him to go to the Knicks and play with Kristaps Porzingis, and it'll just breathe fresh life into that organization overall. Because you know what they're going through and everything, it just hasn't worked out like it should have at one point. But if he wants to get traded and that's where he wants to go, that's fine. Now you're looking at the situation with LeBron James, and it seemed like a lot of rift been going. It's trying to seem like there's a big rift between those two. LeBron, people coming out of LeBron camp saying that if he saw Kyrie, he'll want to beat him up and all this other stuff. I'm like, it don't sound right, or whatever the case may be. It just don't sound right. And then it says Kyrie does not want to play with LeBron anymore, and I'm like, what? You just went to two NBA finals, but I looked at the situation earlier today and I kind of understand where this is going from Kyrie's perspective, because Kyrie signed a 5-year deal with the Cavs. And I don't know if it was any promises to say that he was going to be the number one guy there, but at the time he signed it, okay, this is a long term contract. He's going to actually be able to be that guy in Cleveland, and he's going to continue to flourish. I think it was like 2 weeks later or something, LeBron decides to come back to Cleveland, and we know Dan Gilbert, he's not going to turn him down despite all the stuff that has happened. He's going to take him back, and he took him back, and now Kyrie has to deal with LeBron. I mean, people might not want to hear that, but that's the truth. You just have to deal with LeBron. I mean, LeBron is the guy. He is the man. And with that being said, I mean, he's going to take over the city of Cleveland, easily. I mean, he kind of did it, while he was, there the first time. Not kind of, but he did. And even when he was gone, Cleveland fans missed him a lot. And, Kyrie was like, okay, I got to deal with this. And at the same time, excuse me, let me take a drink. Oh, that was unprofessional, but sorry, whatever. At the same time, he felt like he was going to be that guy, and now he has to play with LeBron. And for the 3 years, they did a pretty good job. They went to the finals 3 times in a row. So I mean, to me, I don't know what Kyrie's thinking on that end as far as winning, but I do understand. You're like, okay, I just signed this deal, and now I have to, pretty much deal with LeBron, and I think they worked out well together at the end of the day. So it's kind of weird, but I also wonder if he's going to actually get traded. Because, like, he's a big asset. He's probably going to be kind of tough to trade because Cleveland may not get anything in return. And then at the same time, they might not get anything in general because people or Kyrie even thinking that LeBron's maybe leaving at the end of the season, so he's trying to get out of there before LeBron does. He won't be left holding the bag and dealing what he had to deal with. Once he was drafted and LeBron wasn't there for those first few years when he just couldn't. He was basically a lottery pick for the the first few years in the league. So yeah, I guess he just wants out. He don't want to be holding the bag when LeBron leaves next year. So, like I said, I get it. But it's just like with Kyrie, is like I get it on two. I understand from both sides. But now, recently, like I said, one of my favorite players, Derrick Rose, even with all his issues and his injuries, he's actually is just been signed with Cleveland. So this could go so many ways, and I'm gonna from a situation with the team the way it's structured now, with all right, like I said, with the situation with Kyrie and LeBron James and Derrick Rose, um, it would have been perfect because with Derrick Rose, he could have came off the bench, and the fact that he's injury prone. Personally, is he a starter? I think he's still a starter, even with his injuries or whatever. But with him coming off the bench, would have been really nice for the Cleveland Cavaliers because you have a situation where he's just coming off the bench. He averaged 18 points a game last season. He only played 64 games, but at the same time, he gave you 18 points. He's a big upgrade from Darren Williams. But like I said, we're looking at the situation now. Derrick Rose chose to go to the Cavs because he had the potential to start. He chose the Cavs because of that. He thought he'd be able to start. And is he a starter? Like I said, I think he is, but whew, with all those injuries, man, I don't know if he's going to be anywhere near, that type of player. But with LeBron, he could be because LeBron James can make players better, and with them two together, it would not be a bad, wouldn't be a bad duo. It won't be bad. It's just like I said, he averaged 18 a game. He played 64 games. It would be nice for him to play more. And I think with Derrick Rose, with him playing with LeBron, it's not like with playing with Carmelo. He don't feel like he has to do as much, even though Carmelo is a great scorer or whatever. I think with LeBron, LeBron will put him in a better situation to flourish, on the court. So, and also I think with Derrick Rose coming into the fold, if he's able to show any signs of greatness that he can give them at least 20, 25 points a game, if he stays healthy. And I'm not. I don't think he'll be able to average 25. I'll just say somewhere between the 22, 20, because he averaged 18 last year. He's only 28 years old. It's not like he is, on the decline. His ass just needs to stay healthy. And if nothing happened to his knees or anything like that, he doesn't have to be that point guard that run to the rim like he did his MVP season. He just needs to be that guy to just, be efficient. And, like I said, with the situation with Derrick Rose can give you that maybe 20 to 22 a night. What does that say about Kyrie? I mean, Kyrie could be out the door much sooner than later. Uh, I wouldn't put it past him, if that's the case. If like I said, if Derrick Rose chose the Cavs and he thought he'd be able to start, LeBron went out on Twitter saying that, he's ready to play with him. And it's funny because a long time ago, I always thought these two were like rivals. Derrick Rose and LeBron James. I mean, maybe, on the basketball court, they were just, rivals against each other then, but I guess they were good friends all along. I never heard anything about it. I'm a Chicago Bulls fan, and they used to go back and forth all the time. So for me, I would think that, yeah, they would not have liked each other as much, but I guess they have a lot of respect for each other. And with Derrick Rose is coming in for the minimum, 1 year, $2.1 million. That's actually pretty, a pretty good signing. Now with Kyrie Irving in the mix, uh, I think Kyrie, I wouldn't be surprised if they traded him. They can get pretty good assets for Kyrie Irving, given the right price or given the right team. Let's say if he did want to go to the Timberwolves. I mean, with Kyrie, goodness, they can get Karl Anthony Towns, they can get Andrew Wiggins and a couple other pieces. Um, I mean, that's separate, not Karl Anthony Towns and Wiggins, but they can get Karl Anthony Towns or Wiggins and a couple other pieces. Um, I don't see it putting them past him at that point. I mean, they can even put something together to the point where LeBron possibly could stay in Cleveland, possibly, depending on the situation. You get LeBron. Let's say you got a Karl Anthony Towns for for Kyrie, and they look pretty good together. Hell, Kevin Love is still there. You could probably package something to get both of them out of there, and get some draft picks and build on the future and actually do some things. But uh, it's quite interesting at the end of the day, and it's something that I'm actually looking at. Because I'm not a Cleveland Cavaliers fan. I mean, I like Derrick Rose. I always wanted to see him succeed. It's just unfortunate with his injuries, but I'm not sure. I mean, like I said, it's just gonna be interesting. It's just going to be interesting. So that's just my take on that. And I do have one more topic. I didn't bring it up in the beginning, but I guess I can run by that right quick. And Micheal Vick, last week on the last podcast, episode 1, we were talking about him making these comments about Colin Kaepernick and about him getting rid of his hair or whatever, which, I thought it was a little outrageous because, like I said, if you want to hear about that, you can go back on the last podcast. But for here, he has actually had a coaching internship with the Kansas City Chiefs. um, I don't know what to think about this because this is actually pretty interesting to say the least. He actually took, like I said, an internship as coaching. I don't even know where to go. It's like, I don't know. Oh, well, I'm just going to look this up and see what it says. Because I'm looking at it right now. I'm trying to stop this video. I don't want to hear this video. Yeah, I don't want to hear that video. But it says, he spent a training camp as an intern with Andy Reid with the Kansas City Chiefs. Well, yeah, he did spend 4 seasons with Reid at the Philadelphia Eagles as the quarterback, while Andy Reid was the coach. So this is that does make a little bit of sense. But you're talking about a guy who did not take quarterback serious until he went to prison and got back out. So I mean, I'm actually really curious of what he's going to be able to teach any of these players. I mean, what is he doing? Actually coaching? Is he going to be helping as a quarterbacks coach, or is he just going to be talking about coaching in general? Um, I don't know. I'm looking at one of these quotes, and I'm going to quote him. He said, Michael Vick said, "I think my heart is really into teaching. The game of football. I feel like I've learned so much from so many great coaches over the year. I don't want to be bottled up with a lot of knowledge. And I really can't relate a message that I want to relay to high school kids because you don't have to dumb it down. But you can't be complex. So I get that. So at the collegiate level or the professional level, you can express ideals. You can go into detail. You can coach hard, and that's what I want to do." I honestly, I don't see him being a coach. Personally, I think this is a bad idea. Um, it just, to me, that's weird. I just don't see Michael Vick as a coach. Um, I think he was a very talented, football player. I saw some things that he did here, not here, but that he did in Atlanta. Excuse me. The things that he did in Atlanta was actually pretty exciting. Even when he came back and played for the Eagles, I saw some things that he did, and he went to the Jets and Philadelphia. To me, those don't count. But what he did at those two organizations was actually pretty nice on the field. But as far as keeping people out of trouble, that's the only thing I can really see him being good at. Maybe I don't know something. If somebody knows anything, please let me know. I'm kind of speechless here to hear about Michael Vick being a coach or being an intern. Maybe Andy Reid can teach him something. I don't know, because I mean Pat Mahomes and Pat Mahomes is the quarterback that just was drafted. Two totally different type of quarterbacks. You have what's his name, Alex Smith there. Yeah, he moves a little bit, but like I said, the only thing I can think of him, being a quarterbacks coach, and because that's the position he played. And like I said, it says here is that he was at the. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe y'all know something I don't know. Whatever it is, please leave it down in the comment section. And like I said, it's just me, so it's gonna be a short one here on this podcast. I hope you guys really sat back and enjoyed listening to what I had to say. If you dislike, let me know. If you like, let me know. If you want me to continue pushing on with the podcast with topics, I'm always here to keep pushing. Episode 3 will be next week. Hopefully, my co-host will be here and will be able to share his thoughts, which were sorely missed in this episode. So I understand responsibilities happen. That's the way it is, and I'm not, I mean, anybody understands who have any responsibilities. They know what it's like. Sometimes you just can't. You're just not able to do certain things at certain times. So, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed. Any feedback, all feedback will be good. Just leave it in the comment section. Leave it on my Twitter. My Twitter handle will be in the description. My co-host handle will be in the description. The person who made this this logo, First and Framerates, I think is a excellent logo. His Twitter will be in the description, and hope you guys enjoyed. Any things you want to check out as far as the blogs, the Kyrie Irving situation, is all over social media. You can't miss it. So the Madden blogs, the Kyrie Irving situation, even the Michael Vick situation, you can't miss it. So you can follow me on Twitter, follow my co-host, follow DRose, the guy who made this. Like I said, made this great logo, and I hope you guys enjoyed. See you next week. You guys take care. Peace.